This is a 2026 Toyota Tacoma Limited. And I still think this is the best mid-size pickup truck in this trim level. Now, if you are in the market, this truck is available here at Karl Malone Toyota in Draper, Utah. Be sure to text the number down below if you'd like to purchase it. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see some of the options and features on this build. At the very top is the description: double cab, four-wheel drive, bronze oxide is the exterior color. And then here's a short listing of the standard features. Be sure to pause so you can see more of the information here. Base price comes in at $53,170, and there's only two options on this truck: all-weather liners, door edge film. That's it. Everything else on here comes standard. Now, destination is $1,595, and this truck has a total price of $55,064. And then here the fuel economy numbers off to the side. For 2026, the Tacoma Limited only saw a $215 price increase. Now, I'm not going to argue with that. This truck is probably the best of the best in the market. Now, I don't know why I didn't know this, but I was shocked to see that the Toyota Tacoma in this limited trim cannot have the longer bed. That shocked me. I would have thought that would make more sense on a truck like this, because longer bed obviously gives you more versatility, but it helps with the ride as well. And the way they set the truck up is really not a off-road truck. It's just a highway cruiser, and you can't get the long bed. So yeah, that's why I titled the video this way. I was really shocked to see that. On the front end though, I mean, hey, listen, I think the Tacoma's winning. Despite what people say about it, it's really a nice truck. Sequential turn signals, has a Tacoma badge built into the headlights, high and low beam, all LED, including your fog lights down below, active grille shutters, and this has like a pretty cool design to it as well. Front camera, adaptive cruise control, front parking sensors. The first thing I would do though if I bought this truck is take off that lower balance, and they do give you some recovery hooks down below. Now, as far as the side goes, you guys see you have this flow through on the fender flare, and then here is that suspension. This is the main reason why these trucks, SUVs, ride so good, is because of the double wishbone. I'm shocked they don't put like a McPherson front suspension on these limited trim levels, right? Try to save money, but no, it still has a pretty aggressive and overbuilt suspension on the front end. You guys see the tires? These are the Goodyear Wrangler. What territory do you think these are for? Highway. These are the HT tires, so highway tires. 265, 65, 18, so that's like what, 31.6 inches in height, 10.4 inches in width. Capacity of the tire is right here, 2,601 pounds at 51 psi. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of these wheels. I would switch these off pretty quickly. Here at Karl Malone Toyota, they do that obviously, so if you want to upgrade these wheels and tires, you can do that with them. But yeah, 4-piston brakes are nice. You can see the mud flap right here. And then here is a side view of the truck. Chrome on the door handles, mirror caps, and they give you exhaust tip too, chrome. And I'm really shocked that this truck has power deployable running boards, and they're not an option. They come standard. That's pretty cool. Turn signals on the mirrors right there. Cameras and puddle light. No puddle light. Interesting. They probably have them on the door, however. Yep, right there on the door, puddle light. Now, they do give you multi-link rear suspension, so you don't have leafs out back. Everyone else, I believe, gives you leafs. I know GMC does, Chevy does, because they're the same thing basically. Ford does, but Toyota decided to give you a better ride. But you still have a solid rear axle. So you're gonna fill up at. And as I said, you only get the short bed set up. Out back, full LED tail lights and license plate lights. You also have a light here if you're hooking up to a trailer at night. And if you want to drop this tailgate, guess what? It's power. Ain't that something? This is truly one of the best trucks in the midsize segment. Like, they are killing it 400 watts of power right there. You have a little bit of storage. This is like heritage. They've had this for a long time. What, 2004 or 5, somewhere in there they introduced something like that. Composite bed. You have some power back here if you want to tailgate, tie downs. Down here, over there. Lights are LED up top. 2 cameras, one for the rearview mirror, one for bed view. And if you want to put this guy back up, be lazy, just use your knee. And then here's a quick peek at the rear design too of the truck. Now if you want to put the tailgate down on this side, they do have a button here. And in case you want to see what's going on down below, there's that spare tire. You have that stainless steel exhaust, by the way, too. And as I said, you have a solid rear. You can get a locker on these trucks, I believe, on the limited trim. And this is the side view of the truck. Now this is the most controversial thing about the Tacoma, which is that T24A FTS. That's the engine. It's a 2.4 liter inline 4 turbocharged engine. Now, 25 years ago, having a 4-cylinder Tacoma was not a big deal. Today, people make a big deal out of it. Now, here's what I'll tell you. This is just my humble opinion. I like the idea of this engine at these higher altitudes because the forced induction does help with the horsepower loss at these higher elevations. You lose 3% of your horsepower every 1,000 feet that you go up. So that's 12% loss on a naturally aspirated engine, whereas the turbocharger makes up the difference. So 278 horsepower comes on around 6,000 RPM, but 317 pound-feet of torque comes on around 1,700 RPM. That's the other benefit of having that little turbocharger down below there. So yes, I do like the idea of the turbocharger. Now, yes, I would like to see a 6-cylinder turbocharge, but yeah, that's going to cost more money. 8-speed transmission behind it, port and direct injection, aluminum construction, dual overhead cam design. Great engine in my opinion. I'm pretty sure it'll be reliable as time goes. Here's where the Toyota Tacoma just went. A lot of people disagree with me, but reality is reality. Toyota has never left the midsize pickup segment. Everyone else did, now they're all back. And this is why it's very, very important for Toyota to dominate this, because you've been here for a while, you should be the best. I love the soft touch on the door. I understand that this is not a big deal for some people, but when you have all that hard plastic around the interior, it just really cheapens up a truck at nearly $60,000. Also, you have auto up and down for front and rear windows. May not be a big deal for some of you guys, but I like the idea just to have to do this one time, and then they're all going up without me having to wait for them like this. I love that. And the wood treatment here, you can feel how porous it is too, by the way. See that? This is just a nice all-around mid-size pickup truck. Just the attention to detail is really high. Perforated leather on the steering wheel, and I like how the steering wheel feels. Nice bolstering on these leather seats. Perforated leather again with that really cool design there. 12-way, by the way. So the lumbar goes up and down, in and out. Tilt and telescoping steering wheel, and I like how they do the lights for the bed too. Like, you just do one thing, boom, hit this one time and they always come on with the door. I love that. Thank you, Toyota, for thinking that through. Let's check out the passenger side. On this side, you guys will see 12-way seat. I don't understand. Like, the other competitors will either just give you like a 8-way seat. Not Toyota. They give you the best of the best for your passenger, which is sometimes your wife, right? Up here, I like this blackout for the Tacoma badge. More wood treatment. Oh, this is wrapped in leather. Oh, this is actually locked, so I can't show it to you quite yet. But yeah, dual climate control, heated ventilated front seats, that wireless chargers right there. You guys can see on this side some of your storage. And let's go ahead and check out the back. Here's where the Tacoma gets cheap, out back. They took away some of the leather that you saw on the door up front, and now they just give you all hard plastic, right? Because they don't think you'd notice, but I noticed. A little bit of soft touch here, more wood treatment. Sometimes the other manufacturer will take away that too and just give you just plastic. Now here, you guys see grab handle, and I have to point out you do have a black headliner that matches the rest of the interior. Ford, are you listening to that? And then seat back pocket only on this side, actually. That's interesting. 120 volt power plug right there. 2 Type-C USBs. No air vents, but I think GM twins give that to you. No center armrest, which I would like to see. This does come down and you can see your jack and tools. 60/40 bench, a little bit of storage beneath. Let's check the other side. A little bit more storage on this side. I like that. Really nice. But you can definitely tell this truck is a little bit smaller out back. Here's push button start, 14-inch display. And did I mention a 10 speaker JBL too, by the way? Yep, you have that too. Here's your vanity. And this does slide too. Very odd roof shape here for this, by the way. 12-inch screen. And I like how this all can be set up too. You have a lot of information that you can see. You guys pretty much already saw the controls on the side here, right? I like that you can adjust the headlights up and down, so if you do plan on towing a trailer, that makes it a little bit easier for you. Now, this does have part-time four-wheel drive, so you're always in 2 high, which is nice. Better for the economy. And drive modes, if you want to see those real quickly, you have Eco, Comfort, Normal, Sport S Plus, and then you can do a customization for that as well, okay? That's how I was doing. I was twisting this. Tow haul mode, by the way, is right there. This is for trailering. I like this guy. And you have this too. When you put it in reverse, here's some of your cameras. I like this big screen because you can really see the 360 a lot better on here. Now, I also have to show you the bed view. It's nice. But yeah, overall, this is a nice truck. I think that for what they give you in this is really, really nice. HomeLink, you can power open that. Only Ford Ranger in this give you power for that rear glass. I can't speak for the Frontier because I don't review those, but right here, place your sunshades. Lighting is LED inside of here. And that's pretty much it. You guys ready to see the payload for this truck? Because that's what's mostly important, right? See what the payload is. Let's see what it is. So your front gross axle weight rating is going to be 3,480 pounds. The rear is 3,275 pounds. And gross vehicle rating is 6,305 pounds. 18 by 7.5 wide wheels. And then all in payload is 1,200 minus a pound. So basically I can do that math in my head. $11.99. That's the payload for this truck. Because of the options, that's why they give you the sticker here. Now 32 PSI all the way around for the tire pressure. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Make sure your notifications are on. And maybe if you have a chance, I'll try to get one of these trucks and do a comparison with the GMC. See you guys soon.